Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the course of Artificial Intelligence. In today's lecture video, we will cover topic of knowledge representation and logical agents. We will also learn designing of logical agents through an example of a game called Wumpus World. This is the agenda of today's lecture. Logical agents are known as knowledge-based agents as well. An intelligent agent needs knowledge about the real world for taking decisions and reasoning to act efficiently. If knowledge base is not provided to the agent, then it cannot work properly and its reasoning fail. Consider a situation where a person is forced to sit on a driver's seat and asked to drive a car if he or she didn't know how to drive. Then it will be impossible for him or her to drive as prior knowledge or training is not provided. Same goes for agents. If knowledge base is missing or not sufficient or deficient, then working of agent is highly affected. Knowledge base is actually the information about the environment in which the agent has to perform its working. The agents that reason, infer, or perform calculations based on provided knowledge are called logical agents or knowledge-based agents. These agents use various inference algorithms to perform calculation or reasoning. Logical agents can be programmed using two techniques: propositional logic and first-order predicate logic. We will call propositional logic as PL and first-order predicate logic as FOL from now on. The knowledge-based agent takes input from the environment by perceiving the environment, as goes for all other agents. Input can be either given by keyboard, mouse clicks, sensors, etc. Knowledge-based agents are composed of two main parts: inference engine and a knowledge base. Let's discuss knowledge base first. Knowledge base is a significant component of knowledge-based agent. It is also known as KB. It is simply the information that agent readily knows about the environment. It can be a collection of sentences. Here, sentence is a technical term and it is not identical to sentence in English. These sentences are expressed in a language which is called a knowledge representation language. For example, Prolog, that is programming in logic, is one such language. A sentence is proposition about the world. Proposition means opinion. The knowledge base of knowledge base agents or KBA store facts or realities about the world. Now question arises, why we need knowledge base? And the answer is, knowledge base is required by the agent to take action as per knowledge of the environment. Let's discuss knowledge base through an example. KB for tic-tac-toe is information that agent has about the game. Agent knows that there are total 9 squares available. Agent knows that it's a 2-player game. Agent knows about signs, which can be a tick or a cross. Agent knows rules of the game. Agent knows its actions, etc. Performing P's analysis is a good starter for developing a strong knowledge base for any problem. Second part is of inference engine. Inference means deriving new information from readily available information that has been given in knowledge base. Inference system allows us to add new possibilities and information to the knowledge base. Inference is based on knowledge base, or in other words, derived from knowledge base. For example, moves that are taken at runtime by using information present in KB and looking at opponent's moves and deciding your next strategy or move are due to inference engine. For example, an agent can draw an inference for tic-tac-toe game that if there is possibility of opponent winning by only one move, then agent must mark in that box which can defeat the opponent. Inference engine can be as simple as set of if-else statements, switch case statements that can decide or make decision at the runtime, etc. It must be kept in mind that if your knowledge base or KB is weak or not clearly specified, or your P's analysis is not strong or up to mark, then inferences drawn might not work according to requirement, as inferences need knowledge base to work. Thus, much time must be spent on specifying and designing knowledge base correctly. Knowledge base is purely domain specific or domain dependent, as it is representation of the problem in which we want to work. Thus, knowledge base or KB is problem oriented or domain specific. For example, KB for medical domain will be completely different from knowledge base for student registration. Thus, as domain changes, collection of knowledge in knowledge base changes as well. Now we know what knowledge base or KB is and what inference engine is. Thus, we are in position to discuss knowledge base agents or KBA. KBA performs two major operations of tell and ask. These two operations are discussed in detail in the next slide. A knowledge-based agent can be viewed at different levels, either knowledge level or implementation level, or simply you can say that there are two levels at which we can observe knowledge-based agents. At knowledge level, our concern is just about knowledge base of the agent. We see agent based on type and quantity of knowledge that is built into it. We do not have any concern about how the agent has been developed or what programming techniques are used for its implementation. Second level at which an agent can be observed is at implementation level. At implementation level, we analyze agent from programming point of view. At this level, we go into its coding details, like what functions are used, what data structures are used, how searching is performed, either search is informed or uninformed, either it uses breadth first search or depth first search, etc. For the topic of knowledge-based agents, we will keep our discussion focused on knowledge level of the agent. Prolog is one such language that implements agents at knowledge level. This is design of a simple knowledge-based agent. Design starts by a function KB agent that takes percept from an environment as an argument. It receives percept using its sensors, and it returns an action, appropriate action based on the percept taken by the agent from environment. Percept can be data from keyboard, mouse clicks, sensors, etc. It can be any information passed to agent from the environment. Here, KB agent maintains a knowledge base, which may initially contain some background information about the domain or the real world. It also has a counter T to indicate time for the whole process, and this counter is initialized with 0. It indicates the time. Now let's discuss the operations tell and ask. The tell operation tells the KB what it perceives from the environment. The ask operation asks the knowledge base what action should it take, and it is saved in action variable here. Finally, the tell operation again tells the KB what action was chosen by the ask variable. In simple words, tell operation updates KB by giving it information about current percepts and updating about actions taken on visited areas of the environment. And ask operation asking for choice of correct action to be taken from knowledge base. Time variable t is incremented and chosen action is returned. The make percept sentence generates a sentence that agent perceived from environment. By generating a sentence, it means that it generates the information that is perceived by the sensors and it passes this information to the knowledge base. That currently I have perceived this. What should I do? The ask operation returns the action based on this current percept sentence. It makes a query and returns it to the KB and asks what action is appropriate and saves the action returned by KB into the action variable. The make action sentence generates a sentence, or it generates the information which tells that chosen action was generated. It tells the KB that chosen action was generated in the environment, or the chosen action was performed in the environment. The knowledge-based agent must be able to represent states and actions, incorporate new percepts, update internal representations of the world, deduce hidden properties of the world. This is performed by inference engine. Reduce appropriate action. This is performed by the ask operation here. This updation of internal representation of world is performed by the tell variable here. To get an idea of what a KB agent can do, let's consider the example of a Wumpus World game. Wumpus World is a cave consisting of rooms connected by passageways. Lurking somewhere in the cave is a terrible beast, Wumpus. This beast here, or this figure here, is known as Wumpus. It's a beast. It can eat you. A beast who eats anyone who enters the room. The Wumpus stinks or smells, and you can smell him a room away. Some rooms contain bottomless pits that will trap anyone who wanders in, or you can die by falling into these pits. The goal is to reach the gold, avoiding Wumpus and pits. The Wumpus can be shot by the agent, but agent has only one arrow. Although Wumpus World is rather simple by modern computer game standards, still it illustrates some important points about intelligence. This is the Pease analysis of the Wumpus World. Agent always starts in the square 1 1. This is the square 1 1, facing right. Locations of gold and Wumpus are chosen randomly from squares other than start square. A Wumpus can never be in start square, gold can never be in start square, pits can never be in a start square. The agent has 5 sensors. Performance measures for the game are: the agent starts with 10,000 life points. Initially, when the game starts, agent has 1 arrow and 10,000 life points. If agent gets gold or grabs gold, then 10,000 points are added into the life points. If agent dies, then 1,000 points are deducted from the total points. 10 points are deducted when an agent takes a step. For example, when agent moves from this square to this, then 10 points would be deducted. If it moves from this square to this, then again 10 points will be deducted, and so on. When agent uses the single arrow, then 20 points will be deducted from overall score of the agent. Agent can die by going into the scare same as Wumpus, or by falling into any of these pits. Pits can be at least 1 or at most 3 in a 4x4 grid. Let's discuss environment of 4x4 grid of rooms. Square adjacent to Wumpus are smelly. The squares which are adjacent to Wumpus are always smelly, but the squares that are diagonally adjacent are not smelly. Squares adjacent to pit are breezy. Same goes for the pits. The squares that are adjacent or neighboring to pits will be breezy. But of course, diagonal squares will not be breezy. Glitter if gold is in the same square. The agent finds gold by a sensor which is called glitter. The agent senses that a room has glitter in it, then it will grab the gold. Shooting kills Wumpus if you are facing it. You can kill Wumpus by shooting an arrow, but you have to face towards the Wumpus first. For example, in representation of this scenario of Wumpus world, the agent is facing left, which is always the start state. But if agent shoots the arrow when it is facing left, then the arrow will be shot in this direction and Wumpus will not be dead. The agent first has to face up in order to shoot arrow to successfully kill the Wumpus. Shooting uses up the only arrow. You have only one arrow and you will use it carefully, because if you used it for once, then the shoot operation or shoot action will not be available anymore. Grabbing is the function or action that is used to pick up gold if it is in the same square. If agent walks into the square that has glitter in it, then it can grab the gold as well. If agent uses grab in this square, then it will not be able to grab any gold. Releasing is another action that drops the gold in the same square. Once the agent has grabbed the gold, the agent can use the release function to release the gold in any of these squares. The releasing action gets activated once the gold has been grabbed. Before grabbing the gold, the releasing action is not available. The locations of the gold, Wumpus and pits are chosen randomly. These are different for every game. Of course, the start square cannot have Wumpus in it or pits in it or even gold in it. It is free of all the characterizations of the game. Gold cannot be in same location as pit and Wumpus. This is another rule. You cannot place gold where pits are. You cannot place gold in the same square as Wumpus. There can be at least one or at most 3 pits in the Wumpus world. Sensors that agent can have are 5, each of which gives a single bit of information. In square containing Wumpus and indirectly adjacent squares, the agent will perceive stench or smell. This is sensor here, stench. This is also sensor stench. This is also a sensor stench. This sensor tells you that after one room there can be occurrence of a Wumpus. In squares directly adjacent to pit, agent will perceive a breeze, but not diagonally, of course. In square where the gold is, the agent will perceive a glitter. By perceiving glitter, agent will know that gold is available in this square. When agent walks into a wall, it will perceive a bump. For example, you are playing this game and you moved up and then you walked directly and then you again pressed move forward button, then you will bump into this wall. And there will be not any action that has been performed by agent. The agent will still remain in the same square. Bump tells you that this is end of the game. You can bump here, you can bump here, you can bump upwards or you can bump downwards. Wherever there is this wall, you can bump into it. When Wumpus is killed, it emits a woeful scream. It shouts. And this scream is perceived by an agent anywhere in the cave, which tells that Wumpus has been killed by the arrow that was shot by the agent. These are the actuators that are available to the agent. Agent can move forward, agent can turn left or turn right. The agent dies a miserable death if it enters a square containing pit or Wumpus. If an agent tries to move forward and bumps into a wall, then agent does not move at all. The action grab can be used to pick up gold if it is in the same square as agent. Once the gold is grabbed by agent, the release action becomes available. Agent can release gold in any of these squares. The action shoot can be used to fire an arrow in a straight line in the direction the agent is facing. You have to change direction of agent in order to fire arrow. If you fired arrow while the agent is in this direction, then the arrow would be lost and the Wumpus will not be killed. If you wanted to kill Wumpus in this game scenario, then you will have to face up. The arrow continues until it hits the Wumpus or hits the wall. The agent has only one arrow, so only the first shoot action has any effect. The action climb can be used to climb out of the cave, but only from square 1 1. The action climb is available only in this square 1 1. From here, agent can climb out of the game, which ends the game. Agent wins the game if it successfully finds the gold and return to the starting square, which is 1 1, and climb out of it. This complete is knowledge base of the agent. This is the information that agent knows by default at starting of the game. Those the positions of pets and Wumpus and golds are hidden from the agent, but it knows that there will be breeze adjacent to pit. It knows that there will be glitter in the same square where the gold is, and so on. Now let's discuss the environment type in which Wumpus World game has been designed. Let's discuss fully observable first. Fully observable asks, does sensor give access to full state of the environment? Can we observe full state of the environment? No. Only local perception is available. Only the information about that square is available in which the agent is, or those squares are available that the agent have visited. Next environment type is it deterministic or not? Is the next state completely determined by current state and action executed by agent, or is there some uncertainty? Deterministic environment, answer this question. Yes, the environment is deterministic. Outcomes can be exactly specified from the current square. You can tell from the current square whether there is pit in the next or in the adjacent square or not, or whether there is Wumpus in the adjacent square or not. You can determine your next step from your current action or current space or current square. Episodic means divided into independent atomic episodes, like an assembly line robot where decisions about current part does not affect the decision on the next part. Or the environment is sequential. Sequential means where current action affects future environments. Now we will see whether this environment is episodic or sequential. No, this environment is sequential at level of actions, as your current action will decide your next possibility, or your current action will have effect on your future action. Thus, at level of actions, this environment is sequential, it is not episodic. Now we will see whether this environment is static or dynamic, which means does the world change as the time goes by? Of course, the Wumpus world environment is static, as Wumpus and pits do not move. They are static at their positions. If you make Wumpus move or pits move along with the action of the agent, then it would become dynamic. For example, if an agent takes one action, it moves from cave 1 1 to cave 1 2, then Wumpus also changes its position. Then this will become dynamic. Now let's see whether the environment is discrete or continuous. The environment is discrete. Let's see, is it single agent or multi-agent? Of course, the Wumpus world is single agent. Wumpus is naturally essential feature of the environment. Wumpus can be a mountain, Wumpus can be anything. But this is only a single agent game. Only one agent is performing actions in this game. You can see from this environment analysis for Wumpus world that a single agent problem or map or state space can have multiple types of environments at a same time. These are the percepts that are available to the agent, or in simple words, agent has 5 sensors. Sensor of stench or smell, sensor to sense breeze, sensor of glitter, sensor of bump or run into the wall, and sensor of scream. Major difficulty in programming agent is that locations of gold, Wumpus and pets are randomly generated at start of each game, which are hidden from the agent. This whole map is hidden from the agent except for the start state in which agent is. Though rules of the game are known to the agent, agent is aware of all the sensors and actions that it can take in the environment, but at beginning map is unexplored. Thus, at start of the game, configuration of environment is unknown to the agent. It explores square one by one in order to figure out where the gold is and where Wumpus and pets are. Let's see how knowledge-based agent would explore the world trying to learn whether or not it can locate the gold without getting killed. Now, let's play the game. We will mark down what we know. Initially, the agent A is in 1, 1. And we know that square is okay. Its square will always be okay. If then agent gets the first percept, and first percept here has these all null. These all are percept state for the agent, and remember the order is stench, breeze, glitter, bump and scream. A cautious agent will move only into a square it knows to be okay. In initial state, there are no percepts. The sequence is none, none, none. And therefore, it can be inferred that neighboring squares are safe or okay. We can only move into the squares that are safe or okay. The agent decides to move up to square 1, 2 and feels a breeze. This B denotes the breeze here. This is the sensor. What does this mean? This means that at current situation, the agent percept sequence has sensed a new percept which is breeze, which means that there is a pet in either of these two neighboring squares. Better not to move there. Pet can be either in this square or in this square, because nodes or squares adjacent to pet can have breeze in them. We know these as per rule. The agent feels a breeze denoted by B here, so there must be a pet in a neighboring square. The pet cannot be in 1, 1 by the rules of the game, so there must be a pet in 2, 2 square or 1, 3 or both. The notation P with a question mark in the figure indicates a possible pet in those squares. We are not sure about it. That's why we have written P with a question mark. At this point, there is only one known square that is okay, that has not been yet visited. So the careful agent will turn around and go back to 1, 1, then proceed to 2, 1. Visiting 2, 1, the agent will feel stench, which means Wumpus is in one of the neighboring squares, either in 2, 2 or in 3, 1. As agent has already visited 1, 2 and it only felt breeze there, thus possibility of Wumpus existing in square 2, 2 is rejected. One more inference that agent will draw is that square 2, 2 is okay and safe to visit. Possibility of pit existing in square 2 is rejected as breeze is not felt in this square here, which is its neighboring square, which means pit is here. This is a pretty difficult inference because it combines knowledge gained at different times in different places and relies on the absence of percept to make one more important steps. As the agent relies on the absence of percept B to make one more step and decide that this square is okay. Now, as agent has inference from the available information that square 2 is okay to visit, it will finally make the move. The percepts that it will receive while being at square 2 are empty. This means that no neighboring node has either wumpus or pit in it. Agent is in safe zone. It can move to any of the neighbors of 2. Percept sequence is very important. When agent moves right into square 3-2, it senses stench, breeze and glitter, denoted by BGS. Breeze, glitter and stench. Which means that neighboring nodes have wumpus and pit in them, whereas the same square has gold in it as glitter is sensed by the agent. The agent wins. The agent will grab the gold. In each case where agent draws a conclusion from available information, the conclusion is guaranteed to be correct if available information is correct. This is fundamental property of logical reasoning. You have seen how agent can draw inferences from the available information. If the provided information of stench and breeze and glitter was incorrect, then agent would have been dead. These are the percepts that agent received while being at square 3-2. This ends the lecture for today. Stay safe and Allah Hafiz.